I got a little bit of an update. I went to go bleed the front brakes, and I realized that there had been a tiny bit of brake fluid leaking out of the little rectangular piece that attaches to the caliper, and so I unbolted that. It's a piece that has the two copper crush washers on it, basically, and I cleaned them off with a metal brush because that rectangular piece was kind of like rusty, had like some debris in between there, and then I tightened them on there pretty good. And then I bled the two front brakes, and the brake pressure on the pedal is a lot better now. And then I put those back on. Before that, I took off the rear tire, and I rotated on the rotor. I could move the rotor, so the caliper wasn't seized on there or anything, because I could rotate the rotor, and then I pushed the caliper back and forth, and the slide pins were able to move. So I put that tire back on, and then I bled the front brakes each side, and then I took it for a little test drive. And before, both of the back rotors were like extremely hot, and I had driven for a longer time. But this time when I drove for about 5 minutes in one direction, and then I pulled over. The back rotor on the driver's side was a little bit warm, but it was nowhere near like it was before. And then the front two rotors were a little bit warm, not quite, but they weren't warm, but they weren't like cold to the touch like they were yesterday. So the driver's side rear was a little warm. The two fronts were like normal temperature, and then the passenger side rear was like quite warm. And then so I drove the 5 minutes back, and I got out. I could smell when I walked around to the passenger rear. I could smell the waxy smell from it being hot, but still, the driver's rear wasn't hot like it had been. So I think the added brake pressure in the front helped that possibly, and then the rear, it was hot. So first thing tomorrow morning, I guess it's dark out there right now, although it's the microwave, my sleepy time tea. But first thing in the morning, I'm gonna go out there and take off the passenger side rear tire, and I'm gonna check out those slide pins and see if they're sliding adequately and whatnot, and then see if the rotor can move at all. And then I'm gonna go from there. But that's the update.